right, you want to lose 30 pounds in 90 days. Yeah, I bet. Who doesn't? You want to do it, and you want it to be extremely easy. Of course. I can do this. I can make this happen. I can even show you. But the reality is, you know you, and I have a feeling I know you too. But anyway, welcome to Walk Talk Vent. Let's do this. Hey, welcome back. Listen, we're gonna obviously get our update of Chronically Stephanie, but just by the look of her, she doesn't really look like somebody who's quit smoking. I mean, is it just me? It's the outfit, the tattoos, the attitude. She just doesn't look like she's quit smoking to me. And her name, she's given it a name. It ought to be a good show. Give me 1 second.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie coming to do a update on my rhinoplasty, septoplasty. Today is May 29th and I am 8 days post-op. So yesterday I had my 1 week checkup with my doctor and he said everything looks good and he was able to took my splint off for a second so we could replace it, and I was able to see my new nose, which I've named Vivian, and she looked huge. Straight, but huge, but my nose wasn't crooked before, so he said that's all due to swelling, so yeah. My bruising is almost gone, which is awesome because I don't like looking like a raccoon. So yeah, that's about it for my update. Love when I have hairs on my black dress. Anyways, I will see you soon. So, he did say in about a week is when I'll get the outside splint removed, and then there are inside splints which he will remove in 2 weeks. So that's about it. I will talk to you later. Here comes.
Call me crazy. I thought I heard some whistling from her nose on some of those S's that she was saying. Did anybody hear whistling? If you did, please put it in the comments. I want to know that it's not just me around the computer for too long. Anyway, listen, guys. Okay, now we fast forward a couple of months. It's hard to tell with her videos because now we're like in year 8, but you know how YouTube is. It could be year 8.5, really close to still years 9 or anyway. Here she is. She's about to kind of fess up to some things. You remember in the last video I said that she kind of looks like she's still smoking? Some people, they just smoke and they have that look, you know? So let's take a look and see if she talks about that here. If you notice, she looks a little puffier, like she might be gaining some weight back. So I'm going to shut my big mouth.
Hey guys, it's me, Stephanie, and I am cuddled up in my bed in very, very cold Michigan. I just wanted to do an update because it's been so long since I have. Let's see, my surgery date was 9/9/2013. I weighed 250 pounds. My lowest weight was like 120, and right now I'm at 147. Regain is real. Yeah, so I am up from a 4'6" to an 8, and I'm freaking out. Not like panicky, like all I obsess about is my weight, but you know, it doesn't feel good watching the scale go back up again. Especially after all that, you know, we go through to lose the weight in the first place. So, what am I doing to get back on track? Well, I've gotten really into yoga, and I am checking into getting into a gym. I'll be honest, I have not been eating right at all, and that's what's led to my weight gain. I also started drinking this past summer, and I think that contributed to a lot of it as well.
Come on, I have a feeling there's a bunch of teachers and moms that are watching this and dads. We could sense that, couldn't we? Through our experiences, you start to see somebody and they're wearing fingernail polish that's chipped and undone, right? All of a sudden, she's smaller. Remember, I had told you a couple videos back during our walk that if they drink a couple of sips of alcohol, it goes right into their intestine basically, and it can really inebriate them and make them susceptible to becoming an alcoholic. Now, I'm not saying she's an alcoholic, but I think these things can lead to you all of a sudden putting on 20 more pounds, which, by the way, all of a sudden it doesn't make the weight loss surgery seem like such a cure, which to the surgeons and the doctors' benefit, they don't really say that it's a cure. You still have to maintain, you know, your eating habits and stuff. So again, just I'll let her talk.
I've since stopped. It became a problem for me. And so I had to get that taken care of. So that's part of why I've been gone so long. Just trying to get back on track with that. And now it's time to get back on track with my weight. You know, I didn't come this far to give up. So although it's frustrating, I know what I did wrong and I know what I need to do to fix it. It's just hard. You know, it's so easy to slip back into your old way of thinking and your old way of doing things, and that weight will just sneak right back up on you. And for me, it wasn't even sneaking back. It was just like, oh, I just gained 20 pounds. Like, it seems like it literally happened overnight, and I think it was a lot of inactivity and drinking calories and then not caring about what I was eating while I was drinking my calories, if you know what I mean. Happens. So here I am now, up, and I am hopeful. Health related, I am no longer nauseous 24/7. I am able to keep food down. It's so great. And all in all, I'm feeling pretty good, to be honest. And, you know, I was getting too thin there when I was on my feeding tube. I don't hate the way I look right now, but I'd be a lot more comfortable if I shed like 15 pounds. So I will keep you updated on how that goes.
Let's put a little poll here. I think based on her eyes, she might be a little inebriated right here, especially the way she said, I'm feeling good. I could be wrong on that, but look at her posture even. She's kind of slumped to the side, looks kind of disinterested, yet totally willing to spill the guts, right? The cool thing about Chronically Stephanie is she's a cool person. She's the type that if you met at an airport, you know, and you had a delay, you could probably have a conversation with this person for an hour and you'd feel like you met your best friend. I really like Chronically Stephanie. If you really do too, let me know in the comments. With that being said, grab your shoes. Let's go for a walk. Guys, we have 90 days to lose 30 pounds, so let's go over the rules. We walk every day, sometimes twice. We drink water every day. We avoid sugar every day. And if you're new to Walk Talk Vent, we're really glad you're here. And we have a saying, I can do this, you can do this, we can do this, let's do this. You know, guys, the weekends are a wonderful time to walk. Besides, obviously, most of us having the weekends off, weekends are usually where your neighbors will have yard sales and garage sales. And if I would have went the normal route that I take, I would have walked us right by a yard sale. But have you ever noticed with yard sales, some people, especially in the good neighborhoods, have really nice stuff that, you know, it's like, wow, I want to stop there and see if they have anything cool, right? Same with estate sales. But sometimes I run by yard sales and it's literally like half the time. I shouldn't say sometimes, it's like half the time. And like they're always selling like their old clothes, you know? And it's like, I just don't really see wasting 3 or 4 hours of your weekend trying to sell, you know, your t-shirts, you know, for the past 3 or 4 years, you know? So just, you know, a little note from me to you if you're thinking about doing a yard or garage sale. sell some good stuff, you know, bust out your weight equipment and put that out. That always sells. I had a sale once where I literally sold good stuff, and I was like, this is going to be a popular yard sale, and it was. So yeah, if you have 50 pairs of shoes, ladies, that means you probably have 20 that you barely wear. Put those bad boys out there, right? And then as far as your old hutch and stuff, because, you know, maybe you'd wanted to, you know, go with a room that was less cluttered, you know, sell stuff that's good, you know? And I think you guys know what I mean by good, you know? If you're gonna sell clothes, have them as, like, you know, flavoring. Don't have them as the main entree, you know? So, because it's just, sometimes you walk by yard sales and it's like you don't have any products, it's just a bunch of clothes. And I just don't really see that as something I would want to buy, you know? Now, don't get me wrong, if you're trying to save money, one of the cool things you can do, besides Walmart and Target, because they always have shirts that you can buy for real inexpensive, but I always recommend going to a thrift shop like Goodwill or Savers and check their t-shirts for vintage stuff. One of my favorite shirts that I ever bought is my Jaws shirt. I love Jaws. I saw a video on YouTube where this 60-pound orca named Sophia killed a great white shark, but it didn't like flip it over on its backside and eat its liver. It ran into it like a bus running into a motorcycle, and that's what it looked like. It was scary. And just to know that this great white shark got taken out by this 60-year-old grandmother orca. Wow. The orcas really are the king and queens of the sea. Good job, Sophia. If you Google 60-year-old orca Sophia kills a great white shark, I promise you it's the scariest thing that you'll ever see. And you now know why, when a great white shark does get killed, why every shark leaves the area for like 50 or 60 miles. Because I had always heard that there's some areas where orcas are, where great white sharks like won't even get close, especially if they've killed a great white shark, because I guess they can smell the death of their brother and sisters, you know, in the water. But, you know, you kind of think of Jaws or the great white as like this ultimate tough guy of the seas, right? No, they are terrified of orcas, and I don't blame them. I remember once I went to SeaWorld when I was like 12 years old, and I remember the orca slapped its tail and was able to throw water on the whole crowd. And you know, the crowd was like, I felt like it was 30 or 40 bleachers deep. Everybody got the water. That's power. Oh my God. So Sophia the orca, hats off to you. Hey, I'm wearing yellow today. I think you should bust out your yellow wear. Yellow tells the world I'm ready to tackle you, right? I've been getting such nice comments. By the way, my weight after day 7 here is the same. So my question to you is, I anticipated it being the same. I'm looking for other signs, right? Am I walking faster than I was? Am I able to zip up my shorts? By the way, I was able to squeeze into a pair of shorts today that I wasn't able to the last couple of days, but I wasn't quite able to buckle it. So if I have to stop, it's because my pants just fell down. Hopefully they won't fall down. But yeah, I'm taking you down a different route today. And I've been getting a lot of your comments. Some of you guys are asking if I can tell you a little bit more of my story and give you more tips because you need the motivation. I wanted to share with you what I eat for snacks, and I wanted you to see the different hurdles that I'm dealing with. Because a lot of times we don't necessarily live by ourselves. The reason in my videos that you'll hear me occasionally say, God, I love donuts, God, I love this, is because I don't want you to be thinking out of sight, out of mind, because that is just super unrealistic. If you live with family members are going to buy things like Oreo cookies, right? Family members are going to buy things like Doritos and Cheez-Its. And these are things that you eat one, and before you know it, you're watching TV
and before you know it, you've finished half the box, right? Now, one of the things that I love is Doritos, but we don't have any Doritos today, but we do have a half-eaten bag of potato chips. How many of you have a bag like this in your kitchen? And in the fridge, you have a big can of French onion dip to go with it. Doesn't that sound good? Oh my God. Now, what I'd like for you guys to eat for breakfast is something dull like plain oatmeal or plain cream of wheat. Plain oatmeal and cream of wheat have one huge advantage, okay? It's easy to wake up in the morning and say, I think I'll skip it. And that's what we want out of a breakfast. We want something that we can say, I'm not that hungry, I'll just wait till lunch, okay? Now, midday snack, right before your lunch or maybe right after your lunch, it's real easy to go to the, hey, I don't want something sweet, I want something sour, give me a salty potato chip. So my thinking is, why not pick up a bag of these baby carrots from Fry's or Kroger or whatever grocery store you shop at? They're about $1.25 and they last you about a week, right? And then what I like to do is I like to also buy the Sugar Snap peas. Notice it says Kroger, okay? These are usually in the area of $3. So we're talking this is a snack for the whole week for about, $4 or $5, okay? You're still going to get that same crunch. If you eat it with a nice creamy Caesar or a ranch, the doctor will tell you that's not perfect. But remember, we're just trying to get to a snack that we can ditch. Guys, you guys are motivating me like crazy. I had no idea that when doing my video editing that it would take me 3 or 4 hours, but it does. And that's to do like one film. So today I'm going to try to tackle 3 or 4 because if I don't stay ahead 3 or 4 days, I'm going to get behind in this bad boy. So just want you to know that if you're watching me on any given day and it's the first day this video popped out, just know I'm actually about 2 or 3 days ahead of you. If I ever get to the point where I'm the same day as you, I'm still going to try my darndest not to get behind at all. I have some extra walking videos that I've done. So if all of a sudden my facial hair gets thicker or thinner and then goes back to thicker or thinner, you'll know, oh my God, he had to throw in a video in there. But just know that that's not me taking a day off. It's just sometimes it's really challenging to stay on top of the video editing, But just know that your comments, your thumbs up, when you share the video, stuff like that, it really helps make me feel energized to do that stuff. So if you really enjoy me walking with you and you really enjoy the videos daily, maybe leave a comment and just let me know that you enjoy them. And this is the type of channel where if I did it once a week, I could do a great video once a week, right? And I could have a collage of all my days walking, but that wouldn't really translate to you joining me for a walk, right? Because I don't care how many times you walk every Saturday. If you only walk every Saturday, you're not going to get any results at all. And then again, even if you do extra credit, like, hey, I really took the bull by the horns, Jesse, and I decided to walk every day to the grocery store. I decided to walk every morning to work. I decided to walk every afternoon when I got home from work, back home, right? And I still didn't lose any weight. Good. Because that's what we expected. No weight loss your first week. No matter how much water you drink, no matter how many miles you trek, okay? No matter how much I brainwash or hypnotize you, right? Or give you suggestions, the body just is going to hold on for right now, okay? But think about what a week is. A week is nothing. What I want you to think more about is Christmas and New Year's. Doesn't that just seem like it was yesterday? Because believe it or not, Christmas and New Year's was about 90 days ago. And if we move forward 90 days, that's when it matters if we've gained or lost weight, So it's an absolute beautiful morning today. Was able to bust out the camera. I'm a little scared that it's already this warm in the morning. I believe it's supposed to get to like 80 degrees today, and it was 85 yesterday in Phoenix. Oh my God. I'm not a big fan of the heat because when you're walking, especially if you're overweight, that's when you can start to get chafing, right? You can start to get the redness and soreness on your inner thighs because your legs are literally rubbing together, which is another reason why you don't necessarily want to start going for 2-hour walks, okay? Now, if you're the type that you can do 2-hour walks every single day and never get chafing on the inside of your thighs or never have any problems with your feet getting blisters, then good for you. But if you do not know how you're going to handle 2 hours of walking, there's nothing wrong with just sticking to your half hour, because remember, we're not doing a 7-day plan and we're not doing a 90-day plan. This is a rest of our life plan, okay? I'm going to lose 30 pounds because I've taken the journey before and I know that that's what's going to happen. But I've never taken the journey at this age, coming off of surgery. Technically, I'm coming off of kind of 2 surgeries. So I could be wrong. But if I'm wrong, I'm still going to be able to go to the doctor and let him know that, hey, let's check our lab work again. I think my numbers are going to be a lot better. You know, when you're eating better, a lot of times your system works better. And when you're exercising, you can just kind of tell. If anyone has been walking multiple days, could you maybe put in the comments how fast you walked on your first walk compared to how fast you're walking on your 4th or 5th walk? Because I'm pretty sure you'll find out that you're going faster. Now, that doesn't mean that you're booking it, and I don't want you to try to book it. I just want you to note that your body's actually becoming that of a walker. And that's kind of cool. So just know that your first week, if you're doing what I am and weighing yourself, don't weigh yourself daily. Because don't weigh yourself daily. You'll end up seeing times where you actually go up a pound. And when I weighed myself, technically I might have been seeing the numbers wrong, and I might actually be a pound heavier. And if I am a pound or 2 heavier, it's the camera. The camera adds 10 pounds, but I mean literally it's the camera. I'm holding this 2-pound thing. It's probably 20 pounds if it's a pound, this thing. Hey, I don't know if you saw, but we just walked by a walker. I actually see that guy every other day, which tells me he's probably walking every day because we go different routes at different times. That guy's a trooper. What you might have also noticed about that guy, if you saw him, was that he was not a skinny person. He's the perfect guy to start a walking routine. I always think it's funny when you see really, really overweight people trying to jog, because you know that it's futile for them, because what's going to happen is they're either going to stop and quit, because most people do, or they're going to actually get an injury because your ankles and knees, when you're not like a lifelong jogger and now you're taking your overweight butt out and jogging, it's just not a good recipe. In the meantime, I can tell you one thing. I've been walking for like 35 years. I've never gotten an injury walking, and I'd be willing to bet you haven't either. Well, I take that back. You might be a little klutzy and you stepped off the sidewalk in a way where you sprained your ankle, but that's rare. Most people aren't as klutzy as you know? I want you to know that if you have a restaurant that you love going to on the weekends, like a Denny's or a US Egg or a First Watch, there's a lot of good breakfast places, right? If you're close enough, and I mean within a mile and a half, maybe think about walking. Maybe see if you can have your kids drive you there, drop you off so you can enjoy your meal, and then maybe walk back, okay? Now, if you go to US Egg or you go out to eat, don't you dare eat oatmeal. I don't want you spending $10 on plain oatmeal at a restaurant. If you go out for breakfast, God darn it, eat some bacon and eggs, eat some corned beef hash, have some iced tea with some sugar. Enjoy your day. This diet is supposed to be the easiest diet and exercise plan in the world. It's not supposed to be the but with an asterisk, okay? if you're going to meet up with your friends and family, just eat like you normally would. And even though you're on a walking routine, you don't have to share it with everybody. Sometimes it's good just to go in your lab and fix yourself and don't make a big scene about it, because let me tell you what happens most of the time. We tell people, oh, I got a gym membership. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start walking this much miles per day. And then a week later, they say, Becky, what happened to your walk? And Becky has to put her tail between her legs because she quit 3 days into it. You guys are all at that stage where you could quit at any time. And I don't mean quit listening to me. If you quit listening to me, that's not going to hurt you or me, right? But what is going to hurt my feelings is if you stop walking. If you only listen to my very first video and just say, you know what, this guy's right, I'm going to walk, I'm going to drink water, and I'm going to avoid sugar, and you end up doing it, I'm happy. I'm seriously happy. You know, maybe you could still leave a thumbs up and subscribe, but still, I'm happy, right? If you watch all my videos and your life just gets deeper and deeper in the toilet, even though you're trying all these things, that'll be a little disappointing, you know? But again, it still shows us something important. It still shows us that maybe there is something wrong with your body. Maybe you have a thyroid issue, right? Maybe your mom and dad's genetics really are starting to kick in. So, just because I've done this twice before doesn't mean that I'm guaranteed to fix this problem this third time around. But, I don't know, I feel pretty confident, you know? And, you're not coming off of 2 surgeries. And you might be in the same situation I was during my first 2 walks, where I was literally just 20 pounds or so overweight, right? Hitting up in the 175s, 180s. And maybe you want to get down to the 160s, right? I did a little analytical dive on my videos, and apparently many of you are from America. Can you believe that? And many of you are actually older than me, like in the 52 to 65 range. So for all my brothers and sisters in that range, thank you so much for listening and commenting. And if you don't mind, maybe you can put your age and your state in the comments. I would just absolutely adore that, you know? There's something unique about folks in your age group, 52 to 65. You're literally going from active adults to the other side, and I'm no different, you know, in my late 40s here. I don't think it means that we have to age and all of a sudden become white-haired folks that just stay in the house all day and don't do anything. I don't think that's what that is at all. My thinking is you guys are the pillars of your neighborhood. Go out and about, take a walk, you know? If you don't want to look silly holding your phone while you're walking, get a little headset from Amazon, right? With the little headphones. You could probably pick one up for $6.99, right? And then Amazon's usually pretty good about getting it to you within a day or two, right? So, you know, get yourself a headset, plug it into your phone, that little hole at the bottom of your phone, put your headset on, and let's go for a walk. Look, I like to be completely honest with people. I don't like liars, period, and I hope you don't either. I like to be completely honest with people. That's why I let you know right off the bat, you're not going to lose weight for a month. You might not lose weight for a month and a half, but you have to trust me when I tell you, from day 45 or 60 on, that's when the magic really starts to happen. And if you think about it, we are 90 days away from basically the summer, so this is the absolute perfect time to prepare for that bathing suit, you know? To my male listeners, because apparently 3/4 of my listeners are female, to my male listeners, I want you to know that even if you are in your 50s or 60s, please try to Kaizen. Again, Kaizen is kind of baby step. Please try to do some push-ups. Women, you can do the same push-ups, maybe do them where your knees are on the ground, right? They call those the women version of push-ups, right? If you can do a male version of push-ups where your knees are elevated off the ground, then go for it. But here's what I mean by Kaizen, guys. Start with 2, okay? Start with 2. It won't hurt you. It won't injure you at all. If you absolutely can't do a push-up, start at the upright position and just slowly let yourself down and do that 2 or 3 times where you actually just start at the upright position and lower yourself down, okay? But what I want you to do is start at 2. Next week, move that up to 4. The following week, move that up to 6. So that by the time you're at week 8 or so, you're literally up to about 20, and then cap it there. I just want you to do about 20 a day, because what you're going to realize, guys and girls, is that your shoulders and your muscles in your arms start to solidify, start to be less puffy. A week ago was really, God, Michelin Man puffy. You want to make it where as you're losing weight, you're kind of gaining muscle. Well, Jesse, muscle weighs more than fat. Yeah, what would you know about that? You haven't seen muscle in a long time. It's time to it's time to build our muscles, and let's reverse this aging process, you know? When I first started watching her videos, they were stuck at like 390 subscribers. Since you guys have been listening to my videos about her, I noticed her subscribers jumped up to 408. So, if you guys enjoy Chronically Stephanie as much as I do, then by all means go to her channel and check it out. The woman did so much stuff over an 8-year period that I'm only really touching the surface on. So again, absolutely fabuloso. Stephanie, if you ever check out Walk, Talk, Vent, I would absolutely love you to walk with us. Based on some of your videos that I've seen, I don't know if that's humanly possible for you, but just know that I am a total fan of yours and your channel. I know for a fact that some of our listeners here enjoy your channel too. And if you were ever a fan of Walk, Talk, Vent, that would just make my day completely. By the way, if you are a fan of Walk, Talk, Vent, I absolutely love comments. If you leave a comment just telling me that I am motivating you, or that you're taking on the challenge, or that, yeah, let's do this, or if you even give me your little accomplishments, like, hey, today was my 2nd day in a row walking, or I decided to go and adopt a dog, put those in the comments. I want to see those. Whenever you can have a positive effect on somebody's life, that is awesome. But you know, sometimes, if you're a good human being, you can have a positive effect on people's lives, but sometimes it's in a way where you never get a thank you. So my question for you to ponder is, if being a good person equates to getting 1 million silent thank yous that you never hear or see, is it still worthy of being a good person? And I hope you know the answer is absolutely yes. Just because you don't get a hello or accolades or, you know, a commercial about you for doing good stuff, that's not what it's about. It's not about bragging and hoping that everybody sees what a great person you are. It's about doing the right thing, because that's how this world becomes a better place. It starts from within. When a guy comes up to you and asks you for $1 and you have change jingling in your pocket, give the guy $1, you know? Now, if that guy comes up to you every single day, you know, it is okay to tell them no, right? But if it's the first time you've seen a person, they really are down on their luck, you really do have change jingling in your pocket, give it to them, you know? When you go to church and you have a choice, I can leave a 10 in this bucket or I could leave a 20, you know, think about leaving the 20. Think about leaving both the 10 and the 20, you know? Because what happens, I feel, is you give what you get, you know? If you start to put out positive vibes and be decent with people, a lot of times they'll be decent with you. Now, keep in mind, give an inch, take a mile, right? So there are people that when you show them kindness, all they do is accept it and take advantage of it and accept more and more and more. And then when it comes to them to do something kind to you, they've disappeared and left the building, right? There's always going to be people like that. That's why I go back to the point. When you do something good, you shouldn't be doing it for something in return, you know? I'm really tripping out because this morning I saw that my subscriber count was above 80. I believe it was 85. And it just really blew me away, guys, because I honestly thought I would be hitting 85 subscribers. God, guys are such jerks sometimes. I really thought I would hit 85 subscribers a year from now. So despite the guy in the girly car trying to make loud noises like a man, God, that really upsets me. That's one thing I need to work on. Don't let that stupid stuff upset you, but it's just like, you know, it's early enough in the morning where people are potentially still sleeping, and you're going to have your loud-ass car just go through like a loud motorcycle. Unbelievable. If you have some rude neighbors, maybe put that in the comments. It's not my immediate neighbor, but still, you know, when you drive down the street and you have to roll down your window blaring your music, or you have to rev your engine to the point where everybody hears you, that's an attention monger. Now, with that being said, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. Some of us like the attention. I didn't want to necessarily do videos on walking once upon a time, but walking is the thing that I do consistently and I enjoy and I get results from it. So I want to take you on that magical walk with me. Sometimes I'm a hypocrite, right? I don't like it when other people are seeking attention, but here I am with a camera looking for your attention. I think if you're down to earth, which I consider myself to be, I think sometimes you can laugh at yourself and say, hey, I'm not perfect, right? And if I was perfect, I probably would still be in the 160-pound range. Before my surgeries, I've always been able to get fit. So I knew that going forward after my surgeries wouldn't be that big of a deal. I really love walking. And there's one thing I love more than walking. It would be walking without holding a selfie stick, you know? So it's not the most enjoyable thing. If you decide that you want to copy me and do your own walking videos for your YouTube channel, just know there's going to be a couple days of learning curve on how to handle walking with the stick. So you might want to take some practice runs or practice walks, you know, before you start it. So anyway, back to the restaurant that I was mentioning earlier. If you go to the restaurant and you walk, you can enjoy the food, right? And even if you don't walk, you can still enjoy the food. Just when you go home, maybe take your daily walk. The weekends are the perfect time to take extra credit. Ask your daughter, you know, Becky, you want to go for a walk to the grocery store with me? Becky's probably going to say no, right? Joey, Phil, you want to take a walk with Mom? They're probably going to say no, right? But you never know. They might say yes. And here's the cool thing. If they say yes, you have the ability to start a new tradition in your family. And if you could get that spread over to your kids or your grandkids, it'll be something they emulate with their kids and grandkids. So again, walking is such a beautiful thing. Most of your neighbors are awesome. I'm sure even that kid revving his car is probably a decent human being, right? Sometimes you got to remember when people do things, it's not necessarily to upset you. And if you're the type of person that easily gets upset, which I'm really not, you know, but if you're the type of person that gets easily upset, well, maybe that's a hurdle that you can try to walk through, so to speak, right? You can start to think before you react. So when somebody does something, you don't necessarily have to, you know, reply with a curse word or a finger up in the air. You don't have to go that route, you know? But if you occasionally throw a finger up in the air at people, I understand where you're coming from.